This is Lewis Hart for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store. Delighted to be joined with Francis Warren. We've just had an emphatic David Adeleye performance, easy as you like.
Don't know about easy, but I appreciate the emphasis on the emphatic. It was, I thought he'd done really well tonight. Listen, it is what it is, and it's heavyweight boxing, and he caught the guy in the first round with a very, very solid straight shot. And but the guy coming back, he didn't shy away from it. The Ukrainian guy, he was game, and David had to be switched on. Got caught a couple of times, and obviously there's things there to work on because he's still a young up and coming fighter himself. So very impressed with him, and on to the next.
Absolutely. Is it important now in his career? He's still young and he's still an early pro. Is it important that he's getting these guys now that are going to come and win and they're going to really try and claim a scalp off him? How important is that for him in his development?
Well, of course. I mean, listen, you've hit the nail on the head. There's no point in getting people over that are going to come and fall over. He is now venturing into ranking, fight ranking contests, ranking contests. And there's no point in us, just getting guys from here, there, and everywhere that are going to come and just swallow. It was important for David to have someone who was going to come and have a go. Maybe putting the fella over in the first round was the catalyst for the other fella to come in to try and take David's head off a little bit, which he did. But he stayed calm, cool, collected, and what a great finish. It's nice to see a heavyweight with a one-punch finish. It was lovely.
Absolutely. Is it important now that you could potentially look at a Fabio Wadley fight for this year? Really be pushing for them big fights. I know he's not there yet, but there's potential down the line of someone like Moses Atalma versus David Adeleye, which could be a huge fight.
Listen, the heavyweight world is our oyster at the moment, and we'll do the right thing for the right individual. And David's got his own path, as has Fabio, as has Moses, as has all the guys that we look after. So we're very much in the heavyweight business, and just very. I thought what that impressed me tonight with David was the way he soaked up the atmosphere, and he really looked like a top of the bill fighter. He was interacting with the fans before the first bell, and very, very much so after the final bell had sounded, and he just looked the part tonight. He really looked like he fit in, and it was really great to see.
You talked earlier about opponents falling over and stuff like that. Was there a bit of a disappointment in some of the opponents tonight, maybe for Royston Barney-Smith and for Alois Jr.? Not much resistance there. Is there a bit of frustration when you see things like that?
Royston's guy was like, I'm not hurt, and then he went, oh, listen, sometimes you can't accommodate, you can't accommodate every single fight. You can't guarantee that everyone's going to be a tear-up. Alois caught his fella with a very, very big shot, and he was still down for a minute or two in the corner with the body shot, smiling and shaking his head. He just said, "You got me, mate," and that obviously happens. But you're guiding these guys as best you can. You're matching them, and you can't guarantee that all these every single opponent's going to come and turn up and give you the ding dong fight that everyone buys a ticket for. But what was important tonight was everyone we wanted to, not wanted to, but obviously we want them all to be great fights. But all the TV section of the show was fantastic, and our undercard guys all did well and got some valuable experience.
So just to finish off, what was your highlight of the night? We saw Mark Chamberlain win there. He talked about Sam Noakes. That's a potential fight. Was that sort of a highlight of the night, seeing him win, and that could be a potential fight?
Listen, it's brewing along nicely, and obviously I manage Sam, and we've obviously discussed it. But as I said about David in the heavyweights, Mark and Sam are on their own paths, and obviously I'll be trying to do the best I can to make sure that Sam, when that fight happens, Sam's got all the valuable experience he needs behind him. It'll be a great fight when it happens.
Absolutely. Well, Francis, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you.
Well, Henry Turner did fantastic well tonight. He didn't smother his work after he had a good round 3 and 4, 5 and 6. I think his backhand went a little bit. Didn't panic. Got off his jab and wore his guy down with a fantastic body shot to finish it off. So well done, Henry Turner, tonight.
Francis, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much, mate. Cheers.